Have you ever wondered why some people seem to go through more challenges in life, yet they remain strong and spiritually elevated? Why do certain people, despite their struggles, seem to be at peace, while others lose themselves in hardship? The answer lies in a profound truth. Allah elevates those He loves through trials, patience, and spiritual growth. Life is a journey full of ups and downs. Sometimes everything feels smooth, and other times it feels like the world is collapsing around you. But have you ever considered that your struggles could actually be a sign that Allah is raising your rank? Many people misunderstand difficulties, thinking they are only a punishment or misfortune. But in reality, they could be a test meant to strengthen you, purify you, and elevate you to a higher status in the eyes of Allah. Allah does not leave His beloved servants in the same place forever. He tests, refines, and transforms them so they can reach their full potential. When Allah wants to grant you wisdom, patience, and resilience, He does not simply give them to you. He allows you to go through situations that build these qualities within you. That is why some of the most righteous people face the toughest trials. They are not being abandoned by Allah. They are being prepared for something greater. Surely Allah does not change the condition of a people unless they change themselves. When Allah intends evil for a people, there is no way to turn it back, and for them, there is no patron other than Him. It requires inner transformation, patience, and a deep connection with Allah. If you are experiencing hardships, growth, or even unexpected blessings, it may be a sign that Allah is elevating your status. But how do you recognize these signs? In this video, we will explore 3 powerful signs that Allah is raising your rank, helping you understand the deeper wisdom behind life's challenges. If you relate to these signs, know that you are on a path of growth, and Allah is guiding you toward something far greater than you can imagine. Before we begin, please like, comment, and subscribe to support this channel and help spread beneficial knowledge. Sign 1. You are tested with difficulties, but your faith remains strong. Life is not meant to be easy. Every person faces struggles, challenges, and losses that test their strength. But for a believer, difficulties are not just random events. They are a sign that Allah is elevating their status. If you find yourself going through hardships, yet your faith in Allah remains firm, then this is a powerful indication that He is raising your rank. Many people think that if life is difficult, it means Allah is punishing them. But this is not always true. Sometimes Allah tests those whom He loves the most, not to harm them, but to purify them, strengthen them, and prepare them for something greater. When Allah wants to elevate a person's status, He does so by putting them through trials that shape them into a stronger and better person. Surely we will test you with a bit of fear and hunger, and loss in wealth and lives and fruits, and give good tidings to the patient. Fear, hunger, financial difficulties, and loss of loved ones are all ways in which Allah tests His servants. But notice how Allah follows this statement with hope. He gives good news to those who remain patient. This means that those who endure hardships with patience and faith are being prepared for something greater. When life becomes tough, it is easy to feel overwhelmed. You may ask yourself, why me? Or why is this happening? But a believer knows that every test carries a deeper meaning. Every hardship is an opportunity to get closer to Allah, to purify the heart, and to grow in faith. When you go through struggles, it teaches you valuable lessons: humility, gratitude, reliance on Allah, and perseverance. Difficulties also serve as a way to cleanse sins. None of us are perfect. We all make mistakes, sometimes knowingly and sometimes unknowingly. But Allah, in His infinite mercy, uses hardships as a means to purify us. Every pain, every tear, and every difficulty removes sins and brings us closer to Him. Imagine a person who is polishing a rough diamond. The process of cutting and polishing the diamond is difficult and painful, but in the end, the diamond shines beautifully. This is exactly what hardships do to a believer. Allah is polishing your soul so that you can shine with faith, wisdom, and strength. One of the greatest signs that Allah is elevating your status is that despite your hardships, you do not lose faith in Him. Even when everything seems to be going wrong, your heart still finds the strength to say, "I trust you, Allah." This trust is a sign of a true believer. It is easy to have faith when life is smooth, but real faith is when you hold on to Allah even when everything is falling apart. Many people go through hardships and lose their faith. They question Allah, they give up on prayers, and they distance themselves from Islam. But if you are someone who keeps praying, keeps making dua, and keeps trusting Allah even when life is hard, then know that Allah is elevating your status. He is testing you because He knows you have the strength to endure. Sometimes, the test does not end quickly. Sometimes, the hardship lasts longer than expected. But Allah's timing is perfect. He never burdens a soul beyond what it can bear. If you are going through a difficult time, it means that Allah knows you are strong enough to handle it. He is giving you a chance to earn rewards, to purify your soul, and to draw closer to Him. The best thing you can do in times of hardship is to keep your faith strong. Even if you do not understand why something is happening, trust that Allah has a plan for you. Your pain is not ignored. Your struggles are not wasted. Allah sees everything, and He will reward your patience in ways you cannot imagine. One day, you will look back at your hardships and realize that they were actually a blessing. They made you stronger, wiser, and closer to Allah. So if you find yourself going through struggles but your faith remains strong, then know that this is a sign that Allah is elevating your status. Stay patient, keep praying, and trust that relief is coming. Because when Allah tests you, He also prepares you for something greater. Sign 2. You face hardships, but you stay patient and trust in Allah. Life is full of difficulties. Every human being goes through pain, loss, and challenges that shake their heart. But when a believer faces hardship, there is one thing that makes them different from others: their trust in Allah. If you are experiencing struggles in life, but despite everything, you hold on to your faith, then this is a clear sign that Allah is elevating your status. Hardships are not punishments for a believer. They are a purification, a test, and a means of drawing closer to Allah. Sometimes, people assume that if life is hard, it must mean that Allah is angry with them. But this is not always the case. Hardships can be a sign that Allah loves you and wants to strengthen you. When Allah wants to elevate someone's rank, He tests them with challenges that push them to grow, to trust Him more, and to rely completely on Him. Even the most righteous people before us faced difficulties, but those difficulties were not meant to destroy them. Rather, they were meant to purify and elevate them. Allah's help is always near, and those who remain patient will see relief when the time is right. When difficulties come, the natural reaction is to feel sad, confused, or even frustrated. But a believer knows that there is a greater wisdom behind every hardship. You may not see it immediately, but every test is shaping you into a better version of yourself. If everything in life were easy, there would be no growth. Hardships teach us patience, humility, and the importance of turning to Allah with sincerity. One of the most powerful signs that Allah is elevating your status is that you do not lose hope in Him, even when things get tough. You may feel broken, but your heart still whispers, "I trust you, Allah." You may not understand why things are happening, but deep down, you believe that Allah's plan is always better than your own. This is a sign of true faith, and Allah never lets such faith go unrewarded. There are moments when the pain feels unbearable. You may have lost someone you love, faced betrayal, struggled with financial difficulties, or experienced loneliness. But every hardship is a step toward something greater. The key is to remain patient and keep your trust in Allah alive. Allah does not burden a soul beyond what it can bear, and He knows your limits better than you do. If He is testing you, it means He knows you are strong enough to handle it. Imagine a person who lifts weights in the gym. At first, they struggle with even small weights, but over time, as they train, they become stronger. The same happens with the soul. Hardships are like weights that make your soul stronger. The more you endure with patience, the more your faith grows, and the higher your status becomes in the sight of Allah. Patience in hardship is not just about enduring pain. It is about accepting Allah's decree with a heart full of trust. It is about saying, Ya Allah, I don't understand why this is happening, but I know you have a better plan for me. It is about remaining grateful even in times of difficulty, knowing that this world is temporary and that true reward is with Allah. O you who believe, seek help through patience and prayer. Surely Allah is with those who are patient. The Lord of the worlds, the most merciful, the most powerful, is with you when you are patient. He is watching over you, guiding you, and preparing something far greater for you than you can imagine. Sometimes relief does not come immediately. Sometimes the test lasts longer than you expected. But do not let that shake your faith. Allah's timing is perfect. He knows exactly when to grant you ease. Your patience is never wasted. Every tear you shed, every prayer you make, and every moment you trust Him is bringing you closer to something beautiful. Hardships also have a way of bringing us closer to Allah in ways that ease never could. When life is smooth, we often forget to turn to Him sincerely. But when hardship strikes, our hearts soften, and we remember that Allah is the only one who can truly help us. This connection, this sincerity, is what Allah wants from us. He does not test us to break us. He tests us to bring us back to Him. If you find yourself going through hardships but still holding on to your faith, know that Allah is raising your rank. He is purifying your heart, strengthening your soul, and preparing you for something greater. Every difficulty you endure with patience is a step closer to success in both this world and the next. So, do not be discouraged by trials. Your patience is being recorded. Your trust in Allah is being noticed. And when the time is right, Allah will replace your pain with joy, your hardships with ease, and your struggles with rewards beyond your imagination. Keep holding on, because Allah never abandons those who trust in Him. Sign 3. You struggle with your desires, but you choose Allah over them. Life is a constant battle between what our heart desires and what our faith commands. Every day, we are faced with choices. Some are easy, while others require great inner strength. The world is full of temptations that call us toward temporary pleasure. Whether it is wealth, status, relationships, or entertainment, these desires often seem so attractive. But deep inside, a believer knows that choosing Allah over temporary pleasure is the real success. If you find yourself struggling with your desires, but despite the difficulty, you still choose what pleases Allah, then this is a clear sign that Allah is elevating your status. Allah does not test just anyone with such struggles. He tests those whom He wants to purify, strengthen, and raise in rank. The fact that you are fighting against temptations means Allah has chosen you for something greater. He is preparing you for something that requires a pure heart and a strong soul. Every human being has desires. Some are natural and permissible, while others can lead us toward sin. The real test is in how we control them. Sometimes the easy way seems to be giving in, following our emotions, doing what feels good at the moment, and ignoring the consequences. But true believers know that this life is a test, and every decision we make has a weight in the sight of Allah. At times, you may feel exhausted from the struggle. You may ask yourself, why is it so hard to do the right thing? Why do I always have to fight my desires? But the fact that you are struggling means your heart is still alive. It means your faith is still present. If you did not care about right and wrong, you would not feel this battle within you. Your struggle is proof that Allah is working on you, shaping you, and elevating you. As for those who strive in our way, we will certainly take them onto our paths, and indeed, Allah is with those who are good in deeds. One of the biggest deceptions of this world is that sin looks attractive and easy, while righteousness feels difficult. The world makes us believe that happiness comes from fulfilling every desire. Social media and society often promote a lifestyle that is focused on personal pleasure, telling us that as long as something makes us happy, we should do it. But true believers know that real happiness does not come from chasing desires. It comes from pleasing Allah. When you choose Allah over your desires, you may feel like you are missing out. You may see others enjoying their lives without restrictions, doing whatever they want, and seeming happy. But the reality is, their happiness is temporary. Their hearts may seem full, but inside, they are empty. They chase after pleasure, but no matter how much they get, it is never enough. Their desires control them, and they become slaves to their inner self. But when you choose to obey Allah, you find peace that is unshakable. Even when things are difficult, you feel a sense of satisfaction in your heart. You feel content, knowing that you are doing the right thing. This peace is something that no amount of wealth, fame, or pleasure can buy. One of the greatest qualities of a strong believer is self-control. Controlling your desires is not about denying yourself happiness. It is about choosing a greater happiness. It is about choosing long-term success over short-term pleasure. It is about trusting that what Allah has prepared for you is better than anything this world can offer. Think about the times you have resisted temptation. Maybe you wanted to give in to anger, but you controlled your tongue. Maybe you had the chance to commit a sin, but you stopped yourself. Maybe you were tempted to follow the crowd, but you stayed firm in your faith. Each time you chose Allah over your desires, your heart became stronger, your soul became purified, your status in the sight of Allah was raised. Every time you struggle and resist temptation, Allah is writing it down as a victory for you. Every time you choose the right path when no one is watching, Allah is preparing something special for you. Do not think that your struggles go unnoticed. Do not think that choosing Allah over desires is a small thing. It is a sign that Allah loves you, that He is guiding you, and that He is preparing you for a greater reward. So keep fighting, keep striving, keep choosing Allah, even when it is hard. Because what Allah has prepared for you is far greater than anything you could ever desire in this world. Allah does not burden a soul beyond what it can bear, and every hardship you endure with patience and faith brings you closer to Him. If you recognize these signs in your life, know that Allah is guiding you, strengthening you, and preparing you for something greater. Do not lose hope, and do not let difficulties shake your faith. Instead, hold on to Allah, trust His plan, and keep striving to become the best version of yourself. May Allah bless you, elevate your status, and grant you ease in all your hardships. If this video resonated with you, please like, comment, and subscribe to support our channel and help spread this message to others. Thanks for watching, and may Allah guide us all to success in this life and the next.